G'day guys, welcome to the channel. So, I'm at Fourth Hill on Gold Memorial Road. And the creek behind me is Anderson Creek, and this is the gold marker, the cane, here in the park. So, 1851, they discovered gold in this creek because the Victorian government had put a reward for people to find an area where there was some payable gold and to stop the exodus to the New South Wales goldfields. Victoria was quite a new state and they needed the residents to stay here. So gold was found here, and I believe was also found at Clunes approximately about the same time. Both parties were paid, but this is recognised as the first place they discovered payable gold in Victoria. This creek behind us is, or a section of this creek is open for us to go and prospect in. And as long as you stay in between the markers, and I'm going to say an approximate position of the markers, if you drive up Gold Memorial Road, you'll see a state forest sign at the start and at the end. And pretty much the markers are right where those signs are. If you look down on the creek, you'll see them. Now, what I will say for anyone coming out here, up to this cane and probably maybe 30 metres, if that, from the car park up the creek, leave that to the guys that are just coming out bringing their kids. Let's try and keep this little area here preserved as much as we can. And that way we can have the people that are coming out with their kids, people that are just walking through the area, leave that for them. If you are going to dig here, make sure you fill in your holes. There's always little kids. I always see them here jumping in the creek, looking around. You don't want to leave a hole. You don't want to leave rocks stacked up on the sides of the banks. You want to leave that place reasonable. Now, the gold in this little section can be okay, but it has been done to death. And there are a lot better places to have a look. Go for a little bit of an explore, park down the road, park up the road. So if you're worried about walking a large distance to get somewhere. There's plenty of unworked ground around here, but there are better creeks in the Warrandyte State Park. And I'm going to take you to another creek, but we'll have a little bit of a look around here while I'm here and just show you some of the stuff that people might just want to come out and actually have a look, take the kids out, go for a bit of a walk. So I'm going to head up the track and we'll see if we can locate a mine or two. Alright, so what I'm walking up is the main track out of the car park. And just behind me here, I just wanted to show it because the signs aren't here anymore. But you should see a little wooden bridge. So as you're walking up the track, you can follow this wooden bridge up the hill. And what that's going to do is take you up to the gold mines at the top of Fourth Hill, but I'm going to continue walking this track and we'll get to one of the probably easier mines to walk up, especially if you've got kids. You might not want them to be going that way. There is another way from the top to get around to go see those mines that takes the steepness of that hill out of the equation. But I'll keep going up here and show you the mine once I get there. Alright guys, made my way up the hill, and this is just the track that I've walked. I actually haven't gone right up to the mines, but this is one of the mines here. And This structure that you can see just here at the front was built at a later stage. This is all new. This wasn't actually part of the mine. All the rock work here wasn't actually part of the original mine. I think they felt that even though this is hard rock, all right, this is very, very hard rock, they felt that possibly this could fall down, so they decided that they'd build this structure around it to make it a bit more secure. We'll go in and have a little bit of a look and see what's going on. Hopefully you're going to be able to see what's happening in here. Now, probably some 20 odd years ago, you could come here and walk in a bit further, but unfortunately what's happened is they've put a gate, and it's for everyone's safety, but what the unfortunate part was they had locks on this gate, and people kept cutting the locks and getting in and going for a bit of an explore or digging. Who knows what they were actually trying to achieve. But unfortunately, that's as far as it goes these days. It is still quite a nice place to come and have a look at. I noticed a few big rocks there. I'll just head back here and just have a look if they've... I don't know. Just some large rocks there for some reason, I'm not really sure. I was just looking to see if they've come off the ceiling, but they haven't. So, yeah, I don't know what the go is, you know, like what people were thinking. I know when I was a bit younger and thinner, we could definitely squeeze through a few of the little spots and go around. Not that we were prospecting, we were young and silly and just exploring. And that's probably what I did in my younger years. We'd go out and we'd come out and have a look and would explore areas. We wouldn't so much prospect, we just wanted to have a look around. Over this side, just down this hill, I'll walk up here a bit. What it is the mullock heap. All the way down that hill, down there, is the mullock heap. And that's all the rock, all the waste rock that come out of this mine. From here, I'm going to take you down a few other spots, and I'm going to spin this camera around because it is quite interesting, some of the stuff that you'll see along your way, and people will probably go, oh. So as you can see, there's a little bit of quartz there in the rock, and I did notice some other quartz on the way down here. Don't think you're going to dig that up and find gold just because there's quartz. A lot of people, you know, I think the purpose of today's video is a little bit about explaining where you're possibly going to find some gold, having a look at Warrandyte, the area itself, and just give you some helpful hints, because I see so many people coming down here that are either starting out very new or have got the wrong idea about prospecting, and they think they're just going to dig a hole in the ground and all of a sudden they're going to find this big nugget. The gold here at Warrandyte is small. The gold in Anderson Creek is very small. Yes, you can find the odd occasional bit that is really nice, but it's a lot of hard work. You know, back in the 80s and 90s, they used hand dredgers and they would hand dredge this whole place. And when I mean a hand dredge, I'm not talking about our yabby pumps that we use today. I'm talking about an actual pump that sucked all the material up. The problem here at Warrandyte and the problem here at Anderson Creek, a lot of the best gold is trapped in the clay. So get ready to get a miner's manicure, as I call it. And miner's manicure is like this, where you've got no fingernails because you've just had your hands in the ground shaking rocks and agitating rocks as you pan. And I've had to put on gloves the last couple of days because my fingers or my nails are gone, like totally gone. I've got cuts on my fingers, so it's been fun. So I had to resort to using gloves. I should use them all the time. That's the other hazard here, glass, sharp metal objects. So that's something to consider. The other consideration is the mercury in the creek. So once you get down to these lower levels, the clay holds the mercury at bay. So it gets to the lowest point, it won't penetrate through the clay, and it'll sit there, and sometimes your gold, after you've got it in the pan, will turn silver. And many occasions, even if you've got a little bit of gold, it'll contaminate the rest of the gold and it'll all turn silvery, and you'll get home and go, wait, I had gold here, what's all this silver? Or I had, 10 or 15, 20 specks of gold, and now it's just one little silvery blob. So that can happen. But as I said, like Anderson's, there are some little places, but I'd tend to stay away from that car park area because the better gold is away from it. Remember, you've got to stay in the actual creek bed itself. Let's not undermine the banks. Let's try and do the right thing. Let's make sure we fill in our holes. Let's not break any bedrock unless we're actually going to work the area. Don't think you're going to break a bit of bedrock, pull it out, and all of a sudden there's going to be a giant nugget there. People run detectors through the creek all the time. That type of gold is most probably gone. It's looking for an area that has some gravels built up, has some bedrock that's exposed, and you can come and quickly just bait pump straight off the top. They're more likely the areas that you're going to find something. And even though the inside bend might have a big gravel bar and all the rest of it, you got to get through that gravel bar down to where there is some bedrock or some clay. So it is a lot of work for not a lot of reward here at Anderson's. But if you're only coming out to have a little bit of an explore, have some fun with the kids, it's a great place to come and visit. You can go to the main road and come in from the other side and also have a look at some more mines. Alright, that's enough for Fourth Hill at Anderson Creek on Gold Memorial Road. I'm going to head out to one of the other creeks. And I'll probably only do the two creeks today, only because one creek is a little bit more difficult to get to, and yeah, it's one that, look, people go there, but it is a bit of a hike. It's hard to park. You're going for a bit of a walk, and the gold is good there, but it's also the same thing. You need to find the right place. You need to get right down deep and get to some nice ground. But it also has been worked fairly hard. For that reason is the more experienced prospector will head out there because it's a bit more effort to get there. But you need to be that experienced prospector to get out there. It's not for the new prospector, because you need to have gone there quite a few times. You need to work out the area, and you need to be putting that effort in. If you think you're going to throw a shovel in the ground and all of a sudden you're going to get some gold, or you're going to get this big piece of gold, then you're going to be mistaken, trust me. I will show you the spot where hopefully I'll set it up as a bit of a live, where I can come in, I'll bait pump, and we'll see if we can get some gold in the pan straight up. The only reason I'm saying that is I have been out there a couple of times in the last week and found what many would say is an unbelievable result for the Warrandyte State Park. It's not unbelievable, it's not that common, but it has been good to me, and there's reasons behind why it's been so good. Now I've got to watch where I'm going because I'm stepping over the actual creek at the moment. The other thing I'm just going to touch on is don't dig the fire track. This is a fire track. Don't dig it. You want to make sure those emergency vehicles can get through here. Alright, I'm going to jump in the car and head to another creek. Making a mess of this, aren't I? No. Third time lucky, eh? Hopefully, third time we're onto something, I hope. So, the other thing I'll say is, you've probably seen some fast play video, and that was me trying to just repeat this process. That's it. Could be more than 3 cans of fast play, just depends on if I get any results this time. The first 2 times haven't been great because there's been no gold. Third time lucky. Not much water here either, so that's not helping. Get rid of these larger rocks. I don't know. Hooray! Hooray! That's all I can say, because that means I can stop digging, because I haven't come out to dig really today. It was more to do this video. Alright. Right up here. Let's see if we can get on there. So right there. That's a nice flake of gold for Warrandyte. Trust me. And there's a little bit just under there, a little micro. But that's definitely a nice bit of gold. So there is gold here. This area has been pretty much worked to death. There is still a tiny little bit around. I'm going to leave it there, guys. I'll take you down to another spot on this creek and we'll have a little bit of a look and see. But definitely gold here in Warrandyte. Got to put in the work, as I said. And yeah, we'll go have a look at another spot. Alright, for those that are looking for a possible place to find some gold, better than where I just found that speck. And this is only my belief, and this is my theory, and this is what I think. Now, you should be able to see just here the dirty or the lighter bit of ground, the dirt. Normally, this place is about 2.5 feet higher. But because it's summertime, no water's flowing down the creek, the yarra's dropped. This area here would be an area that people may have come, but unless they've come at the right time of the year, they probably haven't, this area probably hasn't been worked. Why this area? Bedrock. There'll be bedrock, there'll be cracks in there, there'll be ground that hasn't been dug. And I'll go up a little bit and I'll show you another angle. I'll go back out here. Always like this quartz around here. It's very fractured. Looks interesting. Maybe a little rock I can take home to put through the tumbler. But I'll just go up a little bit. The other thing I'm going to say, we're in summertime. There's definitely snakes about, so be very, very careful coming out to areas like this. But as you can see here, there's a lot of bedrock in there. The bedrock continues. This potentially could be a really nice area. You can see how high normally the water is. You'll be able to now get into these areas and do some bait pumping and maybe suck up some colour off this ground now that's been exposed. Still going to be a bit of work, guys, but it'll give you a good opportunity to yeah, possibly find a little bit of gold. Alright, I'm going to leave this video there. This is just my thoughts. I do think we are going to experience a bit of a gold rush in Melbourne. And not only that, I'm hearing some whispers. And if those whispers are correct, I think we might experience a gold rush across the whole of Victoria. And for those guys that know what's sort of happening behind the scenes, yeah, this could be a big, big opportunity for all the guys that are prospecting to get out to some places that they've wanted to, but haven't been able to. So keep your ears and eyes peeled for some upcoming news. Hopefully it'll happen. It's going to be a fight, but hopefully it'll happen. But yeah, look, I'm looking at ground here going, oh, that'd be nice, that'd be nice. That looks good. Definitely worth a crack here, guys. So until the next time, I hope you've enjoyed this one. I know it's a long one, but for those that have stuck around, thanks a lot. And hope to see you out on the creek one day.